Hello, lovelies. Welcome to changing the world from the inside, from reaction to revolution. And we're going to look at this through the archetype of Gene Key 49, but we can look at this in any place in our lives. So before I start, I just want to invite you to my free 3-day intensive starting on March 23rd, Practical Magic, the 3 keys to trusting yourself. And you can sign up below. So I just want you to imagine this for a moment. Imagine a world, imagine in your life, feeling free to allow another person to be themselves. Imagine being able to see how the past has influenced the present and will influence the future with all of its gifts. Imagine energy and frequency and emotions moving freely within yourself and between yourself and another. Imagine finding stillness and maintaining your own emotional frequency, even if chaos is moving around you. So this is what Gene Key 49 is offering us. This is the revolution that is occurring in our world currently. And we reach this place of revolution, moving away from reaction by doing our shadow work, by looking inside and asking ourselves, what is it that I am reacting to? What is it that I'm seeing outside of myself that I am avoiding, strategizing, or projecting onto another? Where do I deny parts of myself or judge parts of myself and thus project them onto other people? This is about drama in our lives. This is a very emotional archetype that we have within us. And it's asking us to ask these questions. What would happen if I slowed down? What would happen if I took a breath before responding? The shadow of reaction is really where we see the wars that happen. This is where we see the gossiping between families. This is where we see someone who is triggered by someone else then go and talk about this other person somewhere with other people. And that then takes that reaction and passes it back and forth like a hot potato. We're all emotionally connected, each and every single one of us. And because we are emotionally connected, there is a domino effect of reacting to our emotions. And you can shift that domino effect of reaction simply by pausing, simply by supporting your nervous system, simply by taking a breath before responding. And then that domino effect stops. This is the revolution, regulating yourself. The revolution is regulating yourself. The revolution is choosing instead of reacting. The revolution is allowing our emotions to move, but knowing that our emotions don't dictate who we are. We are not our emotions. They are simply energy frequency moving in and out and through us. This is a worldwide revolution that is happening right now. This is why we're seeing so much reaction happening in the world. So it's also important to remember that the shadow, it's not bad. It's simply one aspect of an expression of energy. To react is not bad. There is goodness in reacting. Reacting keeps us safe. When we react quickly to something, that keeps our bodies safe. But that is what brings us to the shadow. Our shadow exists because we live in this physical realm. Our shadow exists because we need to keep our bodies safe, and our shadow's job is to keep us safe. And so it looks for ways to strategize with the self to keep our identity and to keep our physical body in survival and surviving. It also keeps us solid in our identity. Because if the ego, if our identity isn't identified with itself, that also can feel like death. So the shadow's always defending against this. Makes sense, right? And so part of the revolution is loving that part of ourselves. Part of the revolution is understanding this shadow, where we are no longer victims to our shadow. We are no longer victims to our emotional reactions, and we are no longer victims to what we're seeing out there. We take ownership of our experience. We seek to resolve conflict within ourselves and outside of ourselves, because we know this is what creates the radical change that we're looking for, that we're seeking, that we're calling for. And this brings in the possibility of the future. So to do this, breath, to do this, nervous system support, to do this, to be really radically honest with yourself around what you're projecting outside of you, and to do this loving that part of yourself that wants to survive, the shadow. If you want to dive deeper into this, please join me on March 23rd. Link is below to sign up. Thanks, loves.